All right, I'm looking at another Fibble. This is the game that's just like Wordle, but on every row, one of the clues is a lie. They're starting us with gauze, which is interesting. The Z. It'd be nice if the Z was green because we'd know it was probably the lie. But so I want to assume the U and E are true for now. We could do maybe UE like this, but then we need a G or an A or a Z. The E wouldn't have to be there necessarily. I want to do guess, but that doesn't work because the U and the G would be lies then. So do we want to do the E somewhere else? Maybe here, but then, well, you know what would be interesting is equal. We've already got the Z there. Let's try a Q because again, if the Q comes up, although QU is the place, so I don't know. It's good to guess a Q sometimes, especially when there's a potential U. Okay, so we got a contradiction with the U's and the A's. So one of the U's is a lie, one of the A's is a lie, everything else is true. Not surprising. There is no Q or Z, but we do have an E, and it's not first or last. So let's assume the U is true for a minute, right? That means the yellow A is also true, and there's an E. So the E, we're back to this as a possibility. Is there... I don't know what that would be with an A at the beginning or A there. It doesn't have to be a D at the end, but I don't like that. And then otherwise the E would have to be here, and then the A would be first. AEU isn't great, so it'd have to be EU, and then the A would have to be at the end. I don't know that anything really works like that. So that means the green U is probably the lie. The yellow U is true, and there's no A. So we've got an E and a U. So probably, like E and U or other way around, something like that. Cured? I don't know. Sure. Okay. Well, no contradictions, but so if the R and the E were both true, the E would have to be here. In fact, if the R is true, the E has to be second, because that makes the E true. No, sorry, that does not make the E true. But if the R and the E were true, it would have to be ER. And then the U would probably be here. That's not great. Then we need a C or a D as well. In fact, if the C or the D, maybe that's the way to look at it. If the C is the lie, right, there is a C, then it's ER. And you gotta either have this or that, or the C is at the beginning, but neither is great. Or if the D is the lie, you've got the same problem. You've still got ER. And then I don't think that works. So I don't think the C or the D can be the lie. I think those have to be true. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so now let's go back to the U being true, green, just for a second. What happened? Okay, my keyboard stopped working for a second there. I don't know what happened. All right, so let's go back to this being true for a second. That makes the R the lie, which means the E is true. So then, again, the E has to be here. So if the U is true, it's UEU. And then again, we have to have an A, and I don't know what that's gonna be. So I feel like the green U can't be true, but I'm thinking the R is the lie potentially here. But then that puts the E second or third. We could put the E third then. UR something or ER something like this. Users would work. Okay. Well, one of the R's is a lie. But we already knew there was a U and an E, so. Well, this yellow U can't be. Can't be the lie. If that's the lie, because we know there is a U. If that was the lie, it would have to be because there's a U there. But then the E would be true, And the R would be true, and there's nowhere to put the E. So we know that U has to be true. So now I'm back to, could the E could be the lie because it's there. We could do the RE. But then that makes this, if there is an R, then this is the lie. And then the U has to be at the end because the yellow U has to be true. So that's no good. So this can't be the lie either. So the R has to be the lie. So we're back to, if the E is third, now it's the lie. There is an S. The U is fourth or fifth. But the S would have to be first then. It's something like this. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what to do with this U. And if the U is true, if the U is the lie, because it's supposed to be, if that's in the right spot for the U, then the E then has to be true, which makes it second. And that's no good. So I think this has to be true. If this is the lie, there's two S's, and I don't know what we do then. Like, it's E second, and then you need Jesus? Almost works. No, we can't do that. That's there. But you got to do something like this. The double S or SE. We can't do Seuss. No, I don't think it works for this to be the lie. I think this is true. But this one could, man, I don't know what's going on with this. If we do this, then we've got to have an S in it. I'm thinking E second, U fourth, and maybe no S. That's what I'm thinking. No. Rebus. Oh, the S can't be there. Okay, so I don't know why I'm not able to figure this out. Okay. It's got to be E and U, I think, like that. But then, so if the S is the lie. Okay, back to the S being the lie. Oh, actually, no. Serum should, serum doesn't work either. Why not? Oh, because we had the green, it can't be R there. If the R is the lie, the 2S thing. So, a little behind the scenes, I've gotten 3 phone calls while I was doing this solve. So, those parts got cut out of the video. But I think that distracted me. And I did notice the 2 S's. Okay, the 2 S's thing. So, I'm mad that I didn't notice this. The second one is yellow. The second S is yellow. So if you put an S first, third, or fourth, the first S should be yellow. The second one should be gray. They would both be lies. So the only way you can have, so we can have this one be a lie because there's an S at the end. Or the other one could be the lie because there's 2 S's. But we've already decided 2 S's isn't going to work. So the S either has to be at the end or there's no S, which means the yellow S is the lie. Either way, one of those 2 S's is the lie. These are true. There's no R. I should have noticed that a long time ago. I'm sure some of you were yelling at the screen. Sorry. The E is definitely there. The U is definitely somewhere at the end. So I'm back to this. Okay. And no S, no R. I gotta stop thinking about S and R. Although I'm back to S again. But this time at the end where it could be, and the answer could be Nexus. Okay, well, it definitely helps if you can stay focused on the puzzle and not get distracted multiple times while you're solving, but also just, I don't know, I wasn't thinking properly on this one, and there's an X in it. It's funny, it started with a Z, we tried a Q, and there ended up being an X, so lots of unusual letters today. Still got it in 4, even though it took a lot of thinking time, so. Anyways, let me know, if your solve was equal to mine or if you got other users to help you, I guess, and that cured your lack of solving. I don't know. At any rate, let me know how it went for you today. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more.